WRKO Boston, 93.7 WEEI HD2 Lawrence, Boston. It's 7 o'clock.
You're listening to the WRKO 50th Anniversary Reunion on 680 WRKO Boston, 93.7 HD2 Lawrence, Boston.
WRKO, more music now!
Hello, Jamie. WRKO Free Fun Time of the Gates Show. It's 21 and a half now in front of 8 o'clock. Congratulations going out to none other than Eric of Newton Center, this hour's winner of a WRKO Honcho Poncho.
WRKO.
11:26 of the Joel Cash Show. It's solid gold time. 1968. Mary Hopkins was elbow bending. You remember those good old days? Beer was a nickel.
I'd like to be playing the tuba on that song. Now, sound like a fun recording session. Boy, Sergeant Pepper will be kind of proud of them. The box song, Sweet Green Lady, on the J.J. Jeffrey Show, 721 from WRKO.
Now, Chuck Knapp, where the music is.
WRKO in Boston.
Chuckles, show me the baby. It's evident tonight. It's at 10:30. Got a Jefferson Airplane and somebody to love. Come on!
WRKO Boston.
Y'all ready for this?
Gatesy, Al Gates, Joel Cash, J.J. Jeffrey, Arnie, Ginsburg, Chuckles, Knapp, WRKO.
All right, come on, let's get some applause. Let's party going. Welcome to the 50th anniversary of WRKO, gentlemen, ladies, listeners.
We got more people in this studio than at Fenway Park.
This is wonderful. That's Joel Cash, and you've been hearing him years and years ago, and you're going to hear him tonight over most of the next 4 hours. Al Gates.
I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness, feathers.
Bend over.
Feathers. Oh, and there is J.J. Jeffrey,
and
WRKO.
Music-wise, you're going to be hearing the top hits from the top 100, 1967, and
That's right.
Light My Fire will be heard sometime, maybe a couple of times in the next 5 hours. Right, Al?
You're thinking that might have been the number one song of the year.
What's that? 4 hours, JJ.
Next 4 hours.
All right.
And
Let's not do picky things concerning
the
time
for
here.
4 hours.
I want to introduce to the radio audience the one and only
He's my hero.
Arnie Woo Ginsburg, right here on WRKO. Ready?
Hit him hard, Arnie.
Yeah, great to have you with us, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Marvelous.
I'm happy.
You've been working on this since you were, how old were you when you first wanted to get into radio?
I wanted to get into radio when I was 4 years.
Wow.
I was born in 1926.
Wow.
And when I was 4 years old, we got a radio in the house. Then around the 1920s, late.
Wow.
And I said, when I grow up, I'm gonna.
Have you grown up yet?
Yes. No. Oh my God.
Well, you've got some bells and whistles there. Can you demonstrate a little bit of what the woo was all about? And Arnie Woo Ginsburg here at WRKO.
Something to remember. Right?
I'm called Arnie Woo Ginsburg because I'm woo-ish.
You're woo-ish.
You don't pronounce your yays.
You wooed me.
So, what do you have there? Can you give us a demonstration of what you have?
I am woo-ish. You know that.
Go ahead.
And believe it or not, and when I'm going to play an old record, I say, let's have a blast from the past.
This goes back in Boston radio, folks.
Yeah.
This goes way back.
And this is kind of great on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
When I was 18, something happened.
Arnie Woo
Yeah.
giving us a demonstration live
Yeah.
to start the 50th anniversary.
I got a ticket. And
To ride?
It's good.
well, anyway, but woo-woo is just something fun, and I use it a lot.
Yeah, Arnie Woo. There it is. There's the Arnie Woo Ginsburg 50th anniversary. We welcome you. Well, we'll hear more from you in a little bit. Our general manager is here, Perry Uri, our program director, Mel Phillips, and so many others, a cast of hundreds that are here, along with Joel Cash, J.J. Jeffrey, Al Gates and Feathers, Arnie Woo Woo Ginsburg, and Chuckles Knapp on WRKO. Let's hit the music and we'll be right back, folks. Welcome to the anniversary.
WRKO Boston.
50th anniversary of a radio station when this thing was birthed 50 years ago, we are the 5 big babies that first came on the air and made it possible. It started with Al, and then it went to Joel, and it went to JJ, and it went to Arnie, and then it came to Chuckles Knapp.
Who was that?
That's right. Feathers.
I mean, we are on tenterhooks waiting for that jingle, that Chuckles Knapp jingle.
Now, you be nice.
Yeah. And they spent a lot of bucks building that for you.
Yes, right? I bet they
we
did.
hope that you're satisfied and happy with the things they did for you here.
And listen, no kidding. This was the first venture into major market radio. I was out in Fargo, don't you know?
Where?
And
we know where you were.
That's out there. That's one of those flyover states.
They did a television show about that.
With 6 electoral votes, they don't have many, and there's not a lot of population out there. And I got the call from Perry Uri and from Bob Hannaberry to come into Boston and follow Arnie Woo Woo Ginsburg on the air at WRKO.
What time?
Well, he was on 6 to 9, and then I was on 9 to midnight. And that went until we had the strike. And the strike was one of those really tough times when the union needed to go out for some negotiations. And we as announcers honored those negotiations.
For the engineers.
Yes.
We were honoring our brothers at IBEW.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
For
right.
6 weeks,
Yep.
no less.
6 weeks we sat around and did nothing.
I'll never forget when we came in to get paid, they paid $50 a week.
Wow.
And Kurt Gowdy was there, and of course he was doing the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And I said to him, they gave him a check, and I said, are you going to take that check? And he said, of course.
Yeah. He came to Boston to launch a radio station to serve the people, to inform, to have fun with. And we hired J.J. Jeffrey, Al Gates, Joel Cash, Arnie Ginsburg.
Yes.
From he'd been over at
Our hero.
Wimex.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness,
right.
that's a bad word.
And this kid from Fergus Falls, Fergus Falls as Arnie used to call it, and they'd bring me on every night at 9 o'clock, Chuckles Knapp.
Yeah.
So this is the 50th anniversary, folks.
Shall we do a shout out to Fergus Falls?
Well, you can
this evening. And thank you for listening.
Yeah.
You nice people. And Fargo also, right?
Fargo. Well, listen,
Fargo.
it's not a pretty sight.
How you feel, Fed? Freaky.
It's good.
It is a freaky night. I mean, when you put five decades together on top of each other.
Yes, it is.
But here we are.
Yes.
We broke through.
I think they shut my microphone off. I can't talk when JJ's here anyway. I can't get a word in.
Welcome to the reunion, folks.
I wish WRKO would go back to music. It'd be great. But
We've got the general manager here. He just heard that.
General manager is listening.
J.J. Jeffrey, in fact, I remember when you went to Chicago and worked at WLS.
All right. Hey,
Remember that.
Hey, we want to talk about market awareness. This man gets a gold star.
That's right.
If he can follow my illustrious career from Boston to Philly to Chicago.
You'd have to be moving about every 10 minutes.
You've been in so many places and so much that people are finding it very difficult.
You
to
know,
follow
when I
your
worked with
illustrious
JJ
career.
in Philadelphia, Boston, and also in Chicago, he had inflatable furniture in his. When he left town, all you heard was.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Knapp.
WRKO Boston.
Jumping the Jag, and I'm going down South Border Road, broad sliding all the way onto 93 and coming down through Medford and Somerville and down across the Charles and onto the Storlow Drive. And look, there's Arthur Fiedler of the Boston Pops, and they're playing. Fortunately, Yaz and the boys are out of town as I slide into Kenmore Square. Jump behind the microphone, welcome you to the WRKO 50th anniversary celebration. Plus, some Lily Gore and Brown to say this is Chuckles Knapp. This is your leader. I love love that song. That's the way we started rock and roll at WRKO in 1967. This is Yo Leader, baby. Chuckles, Knapp, Joel Cash is in the house, along with Al Gates, J.J. Jeffrey. We've been blessed with Arnie Ginsburg all night long. This is the 50th anniversary of one of New England's greatest rock and roll radio stations.
I'll tell you something. I had no clue as to what we were going to do, and it was the best thing that ever happened, because it did happen. Other than knowing what we were going to do, which I guess it's not formatted, which is great, because we did our own thing, we told our own stories, we played the music we wanted, and we were just having a good time.
I was amazed that WRKO, we faced that strike at the 6-week point, so all of us were gone for about a half a dozen weeks.
Right.
And we came back, and by the summertime, in the latest ratings, WRKO had risen to #1 in the market. The only thing that was ahead of WRKO at night was Red Sox baseball with Yaz and Lonborg and everybody, and they had a 29 share, and we had about a 24 share on this radio station at night. The whole Red Sox nation listening to them and listening to WRKO.
Well, in 1967, that was the year of the impossible dream.
Yep.
You know, the Red Sox, they go to the World Series. Yaz wins the Triple Crown, and Jim Lonborg wins the Cy Young.
Yeah,
so there
marvelous. And I'm doing a record hop, and I'm up on the North Shore. I don't know, around Beverly maybe, or somewhere up in that area. And we're doing a record hop up there, and I'm with my buddy Arthur. And we are in the Jag. This is the same Jag that I'm driving through South Border Road, broad sliding, breaking the tires loose as I come down from Winchester to get onto 93 to come down to RKO to do the show every night. And we're out at a record hop, and something happened on the way back from that record hop. And I'm not here to promote this, but I'm sure that both of us, I was doing a little buzz driving. I'm going to be honest with you. That was 1967. It's not a smart thing to do. Don't do it now. And even don't text now either. I mean, you know, eyes up and phones down in the cars, okay?
Don't
but
text while you're driving.
I was buzz driving on 128, coming out of Beverly or Peabody or somewhere like that, and all of a sudden, Rock, who is riding next to me, Arthur, my friend, lifelong friend, says, "Wow, those are pretty blue flames." and the Jaguar, an E-type Jaguar, has got flames shooting about 1.5 foot high out of each side of there was a double louvers on the hood, and the flames are shooting out of the hood. And all Arthur can say is, "Wow." Come on, baby. Come on, we're going to light my fire on WRKO 617-266-6868. Call your leader. The #1 song of the Summer of Love, the year 1967, on WRKO for the entire year, Light My Fire. The Doors. There, JJ, you got your song. And so the car is on fire, and I'm downshifting, trying to get to the side of 128. This is the story continued. And Arthur is, "Oh, man, pretty blue flames. Whoa, man." I thought I was riding with John Denver again or something, you know. Well, so we pull the car over, and I had this little ice cream bucket in the back, because that's about the size of the trunk space in an E-type Jag, just enough for a toothbrush and an ice cream bucket. And I run down into the ditch, and it had been raining somewhere around Peabody, somewhere off 128, and I scoop it up with water, and we open the hood, which flips from the back to the top, and I throw it on the fire, the electrical fire. There's no way that water should put that fire out, and it did. And I called Cleveland Jag and said, "Come get your damn lease vehicle. I don't want it anymore." And it was a marvelous, marvelous story, but here we are, Arthur, and thank you for being here with me tonight. Just wonderful. WRKO. Al Gates is here. J.J. Jeffrey. Joel Cash. We've been graced earlier in the evening by the one and only legendary Arnie Ginsburg. And there's more to come between now and 11 o'clock. If you call in and give us your name, we'll put you in the drawing for the album, the WRKO, the third Oldies album that we produced. And it's all signed by all of us, the original old geezers that are here tonight, that are live on WRKO, and we'll get it out to you right away.
You know something? I don't feel like an old geezer tonight.
Well,
I want to tell you, you know, I feel
Wait a minute, where's the mirror?
I said feel like, not look like. We all look like old geezers.
That's right.
But I don't feel like an old geezer. That's
right.
the whole secret of this.
WRKO Boston.
You gotta hold back the new.
He did a fantastic
Damn
job
straight.
last night.
We had about 80 people there, and he interviewed about 20 of them,
Yes.
30 of them.
I'd say 60.
And he, very quick. And he's talked to somebody about him today, and he said he's been doing that for years. Well, it showed. I mean, he's a professional.
So,
Yes.
Jordan Rich, we can't thank you enough for being a part of the WRKO 50th anniversary celebration. We are live on this Saturday night.
Super guy, and we will also want to commemorate this. Here we are, we're June 2nd, right?
Pretty close.
Are we June 3rd? June 3rd, right. Anyway.
Check your phone.
It was the Sgt. Pepper album released June 1st, 1967, 50 years ago.
Yep.
And the producer, George Martin, though, released their first 2 tracks, which were, you got to tell me,
You're saying-
in March.
Well, Strawberry. Right?
What's that?
Penny and Strawberry.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had dinner with Mr. Martin one night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Sir George Martin.
Sir George Martin. This man had it all together.
Yeah.
And the Beatles had a lot of talent, but this guy put it all together and made them even greater, don't you think?
Can I introduce to you on WRKO another man that had great talent and put it all together?
Well, let's hear it.
From 1967, 68, 69.
Yes.
Let's go to the phones and let's welcome number 8.
Yes.
Number 8 under WRKO, under 68, WRKO, Ken Hodge. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm great down here in Florida, sunny Florida.
Man, how many Stanley Cups? At least a couple that your name are on.
A couple. Maybe we should have had more, but we did get 2, which was great.
Oh,
and,
you guys.
it's ironic, but the 50th anniversary coincides with the trade for Esposito, Stanfield, and myself coming to Boston.
But you came from Chicago, right? And it was just a blockbuster deal.
Right.
It lit the Bruins on fire, and we were on fire at WRKO, and I was watching you guys, and Arthur took me down to the Boston Garden and said, I want you to meet number 4. So I didn't get to shake your hand, but I did get to say hello to Bobby.
Well, you met a good guy.
Yeah. Well, you're another one, pal. I'll tell you.
Thank you.
And then I got a chance. You skated a little bit with Derek Sanderson. Is that right?
Derek who?
Yeah, right.
Right,
I had a wonderful night with Derek and his wife here in Boston, and we relived a lot of stories.
Oh yeah, Derek is. He's got all the stories, that's for sure.
Yeah, he was a
great,
bad boy.
Great teammate and a good guy to be around.
No, just kidding.
Well, I don't know how we're keeping you up past your bedtime, probably. And we're all up past our bedtime because we're a bunch of geezers.
Talk to yourself. Talk
On
about
WRKO 50 years ago. But this is Ken Hodge of the Boston Bruins, number 8.
Let's hear it, Ken.
2-time Stanley Cup champion.
How many penalties?
Come on, Boston. Come on. Let's get another cup for the Bruins.
Kenny, how many,
Well, thank you
how many
very much.
penalties did you ever get?
How many penalties did I get?
Not counting this one?
Yeah, this is the biggest. This is my misconduct right now.
No, this is our misconduct.
Well, you're a delight, so thank you for calling and wishing us a happy 50th at WRKO. And we just enjoyed you so much when you were on the ice. It just
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure. A lot of fun times to be around then.
Man,
And, we had a
Boston's
great time
strong,
doing it.
I'll tell you. So go Bruins, and thank you, Ken Hodge.
Okay, guys.
God
Hey,
bless
good luck.
you.
Good night.
50 more years would be great.
Oh, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back for more. Thanks, Kenny Hodge.
Okay, guys. Talk
That's
to you
it.
later.
Two-time
Right,
champion of the Boston Bruins.
Now 680 WRKO.
It's everybody in the control room. It's every man for himself. This is the 50th anniversary of WRKO in Boston, Mass. It's Al Gates, it's J.J. Jeffrey, Joel Cash, Arnie Ginsburg, and Chuckles Knapp.
And it was fabulous hearing from Ken Hodge.
I'm telling you.
And also, it was fabulous having Ken Harrelson around for many, many weeks. In 67,
I
right?
have a Ken Harrelson story. When he was traded, I was traded to Cleveland.
Yes, that's right.
And we wound up living in the same building.
Son of a gun.
On Lakeshore Drive, right on the shores of Lake Erie.
Yes.
And so I was
Lake
the
Michigan.
one
Lake
that
Michigan.
went out.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get your Great Lakes straight sooner or later. But in the meantime, I went out to Cleveland Hopkins Airport with a dozen roses and a lovely lady that you would have loved her. She had red hair. Her name was Kathy, and she worked in the promotion department of Wixie.
Oh my God!
We went out and welcomed the Hawk.
Yes, yeah, and he became
to the Indians.
But he became baseball's first free agent, right?
Yep.
And he wound up with the Indians.
Yep.
Right?
Did he go to Chicago?
And he was he's a broadcaster there now, right? But he was living three apartments above me, 3 floors above me on the top floor of Winton Place, and he had a swing in his bedroom. But I'll save that story for another time. Another reunion.
That must have hurt.
He does the play-by-play for the White Sox, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a marvelous guy.
Okay.
So now we have some drawings. We have some music. We want to give away
Let your wife
that
draw.
album.
Yeah.
Cheryl is going to come and do this.
Cheryl, let Cheryl.
I'm going to let me put this in my hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're making some adjustments here with our clothes.
Yes.
Just our hats.
Other paraphernalia
Listen,
and hats.
In a minute.
It looks like a long
And we're doing something very exciting,
all
ladies
who
and
called
gentlemen.
in tonight and left their name and phone number, expect
this is
someone
terrific.
is going to win.
Okay.
I'm going to pass this on
Okay.
to
Al.
someone who doesn't have bifocals.
Al. All right. Al's got it.
Okay.
Al's
I
got
think
it.
I can handle this one.
This is the winner of the WRKO Golden Oldies album signed by all of us.
Can you see that, Al?
Mike and Kathy Fort. Framingham, Massachusetts.
Framingham.
All
I
right.
won't give you their number because you'll all
that's
call
right.
and swear at
That's
them.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mike and Kathy.
Congratulations.
All right.
Mike and Kathy on
Mike
this
and Kathy.
anniversary, the
Let's hear it for Mike and
50th
Kathy, yes.
anniversary, and we'll see you at the 100th.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Now roll this up for me, will you?
Roll it up. John Denver taught me how to do this.
That's number 2. You can draw it at first.
Who's got the rest of the stuff?
So Mike and Kathy from Framingham. We got Arthur Conley, JJ. Sweet.
Do you like
Soul
good
music.
That's sweet soul music.
33.
Chuckles, Knapp, WRKO.
Your leader. All right, JJ, sell it.
Let me hear it. The wicked ticket is coming on. Love this song. Ooh.
It is the 50th anniversary of this cotton-picking radio station, and we're the big babies that started it 50 years ago.
Give us a number.
Thank you for listening.
All right.
I'm going to give you 69,000 ways to Facebook, folks. What'd you say, Joel?
I didn't say anything I was supposed to.
He
But
was going to say something.
I just led you in.
no.
Okay, you're going to say, oh, no, it's 68,000.
Oh, I am going to say that.
We should have done
Yeah,
that like an auction.
Yeah, it's 68,000.
In the old days, they take a breath, I cut them off. JJ.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Al Gates.
Al Gates is over
almost
there.
69,000 watching us
That's it.
live
That's it.
on the 50th reunion of WRKO on Facebook right now.
As you know, you can lose your fastball, as any great baseball player would say to you, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And we still have the power to get some people to participate here. Aren't you proud of yourself, Gatesy?
Well, we got a half an hour to go.
How
That's
about Joel? How about it?
Yeah.
How
All right,
about it?
Let's see we push
Unbelievable.
75.
And
75.
Arnie Ginsburg.
But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to stop this for just a second and thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart, because as you know, we had some election going on in 1967 and 1968 for the Jock of the Year. And I want you to know that it just warmed me so much to know that this fellow who's talking to you, rapping on you right now,
In great humility.
saying he is just so pleased
Yes.
that you would have the sensitivity, you would have the great judgment of great talent on
We
the
only
radio
have a half an
to
hour
say, to say, we want JJ Jeffrey to be Jock of the Year in Boston, and you did it.
Yes.
And so there's another victory, along with the 69,000, right?
That's right.
All right, that's what you
so
get.
JJ,
What's that?
let me ask you.
Yeah.
So I want to know, from the bottom of my boogity heart, I ask to you, what's it like to be former Jock of the Year?
Stays with you, and you get so much acclaim from the radio listener, and you see people.
Anybody got a shovel?
You see people who say, J3, J3. I just want you to know. I just want you to know that I voted for you, and I say, my heart is pumping out goodwill and good karma in your direction, and I'm so pleased.
Have you ever thought about getting into talk radio?
And all of us at WRKO are still, and the name of this next song is Happy Together.
WRKO.
See you in 25.
Imagine me and you.
This is Ed Walsh, WRKO 2020 News. In December, motorcycle daredevil Evel Knievel crashes in an attempt to jump 141 feet over a fountain in Las Vegas. He survives but is seriously injured. And demonstrations against the Vietnam War break out in cities across the U.S. at the end of the year. This is Ed Walsh, WRKO 2020 News from 1967.
WRKO in Boston.
We are live in the control room of WRKO for the 50th anniversary of the radio station. Al Gates, Joel Cash, J.J. Jeffrey, Arnie Ginsburg, Chuckles, Knapp, and this is our leader, Mel Phillips, the program director of this radio station. You are the guy that is the chairman of the board that made all of this possible in the last, yes, you did, over the last 18 months to 2 years. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank everyone, all of you that were on tonight, and there were a lot of other people as well to thank at WRKO and working behind the scenes as well. So I'd like to thank George Capalbo Jr., Chuck Knapp, of course, who helped us with part of the production as well as his great airwork tonight. Jeff Lawrence, Joan Greenberg, Phil Zachary, Dan Bolton, Erica Perry, Michael Sarnecki, Alex Kulafi, Cheryl Knapp, who's still taking pictures here, Diane Phillips, and Ray Glaser, and Art Folos.
Yes.
So thank you all.
And on the phones, Dick Stadlin, who's been doing the texting and the phones for us all night long.
Dick Stadler, I can't forget him.
Yep.
I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Arnie, and I did earlier as he left. I mean, this is such a special weekend. It comes once in a lifetime, and you guys nailed it. So thank you so much, and I applaud all of you.
I never could have believed we'd have 69,000 people on Facebook watching.
Unbelievable.
Right here, Mel. Right here, everybody.
Hey, Al.
That's what this is about. Serving the people of Boston, serving the people of New England, bringing great joy, bringing the news, the weather, the sports, and the music.
Hey, Al.
Yeah.
Guess what?
I want to thank you.
He forgot us.
I did not. I said all of them.
No, you forgot us. I don't want to hear
I will never forget.
Did you hear that, Fez?
I never heard my name. Did you hear your name, Al?
Oh, get the crying towel out, would you? For what it's worth.
680.
For what it's worth.
Thank you.
I love it.
This is the iconic song of a generation on WRKO from Buffalo, Springfield.
There's something happening here.
We are live in the control room. We are partying at the 50th anniversary of radio station WRKO with 69,000 people watching on Facebook as we stream live. Facebook.com if you want to get in on the end of this with a slash and then WRKO 680. And it's JJ, it's Joel, it's Al, Arnie's been here, Chuckles, Knapp. Thank
Fabulous
you.
just being here and listening to the great hits of 1967, and as you know, there were so damn many, right?
And I come in here from Fargo, North Dakota, don't you know, to Boston, Mass. And of course, I've been following Kevin McHale and his whole career with the Celtics, and you and I used to go out and have a couple of pops after I got off the air at 9.
Yes, we did.
And then Big Bill Russell would kind of drift into the building, if you remember.
Yes.
But the toughest thing for me in Boston, it took me 6 months to learn how to drive in this town.
Oh, yeah.
I came down 93 and got on my first rotary, and I couldn't get off.
You couldn't, could you? No.
The very first album I ever bought was by the Kingston Trio when I was about 14 years old. And they sang that song about the guy that could never get off.
The MTA.
Charlie, the MTA.
Charlie on the MTA.
Charlie, yes.
That was me in the rotaries of Boston, and I didn't know how to drive.
He'd go by
them.
Scully Square Station and and on and on.
And he may never return. He will never return.
Yeah.
It's like being in England.
Every
day his wife stands there with a sandwich.
Yeah.
And then he takes it and.
Well, that's how it was for me when I got caught in the first rotary.
Yeah.
They don't
But you know
have
something-
rotaries.
You know something, but you know something? You Midwesterners that come in here, it finally works out for you, right?
Finally, Kevin McHale bailed me out and showed
Kevin
me
McHale would do
the
that.
best sixth man in the NBA.
And of course, he would bail out the Celtics quite often, as you know.
They were wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what happens today, don't you?
What?
We were driving along, and there are very few arrows. If two cars are standing, one going north, one going south, and they want to both turn left, there's no arrows. They're usually arrows that point, let them go, and then the lights turn green after everybody goes, or they stop. Not in Boston, they don't do that. They just go.
Go, that's it.
That's what the East Coast is all about. It's
They
got
say that Boston has
pace.
the highest insurance rate in the country. And that's because they have the worst drivers.
Except for Rhode Island. They have arrows, but people means you can either go or not.
Well, I've just enjoyed. I enjoyed coming in through with you, Joel, through the Ted Williams tunnel.
Right.
And I remember when Kurt Gowdy said to me, "Chuck, I'd like you to say hello and meet
Ted
Williams." And I thought I had died and gone to Cooperstown.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable.
Well, it's a good thing I got his autograph before I caught the ball, because otherwise I would have been in deep trouble.
Yep. So now it's the Ted Williams tunnel. We come in through Logan and come this way.
Right.
Marvelous. I knew I'd be back when the big dig was over.
And a great guy I know who was a record promotion guy here in Boston, Brian Interland, did some work for Ted, right? Mm-hmm. And one day he presented me with an autographed Ted Williams baseball, and I have it in my private collection. You know what I'm saying? Ted Williams.
Don't leave it in your car. You know what
I would
happened
never
to
do
your recording your hop equipment?
Yeah, we know
parked over here in the back bay. Yes, he was running hops when he came to WRKO.
That's right.
And you left all of your equipment, your turntables,
Yes,
and
I
your
did.
speakers, and your amplifiers in the trunk of your car, which is a perfectly safe place.
Yes, I know that. Wasn't. No.
But you need an Abrams tank for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to do a record hop.
Good.
At a ballroom out around Marshfield, Massachusetts. Either Texarkana, every Friday night.
Yeah.
And I can't, for the life of me, remember what that ballroom was.
Yeah. Well,
so if anybody is out there,
this is a common occurrence with people who get older.
I used to do. I'll tell you.
They start at the inner cerebral cortex, and they kind of work.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was in Connecticut doing record hops on a Friday night, like Al was, and I was doing them for church.
Yeah.
And I stopped. We moved to Boston, and I was playing golf in Delray Beach. And I had somebody say to me, I was playing with him, he says, what did you do for a living? I said, I was a disc jockey, a radio. He says, where were you? I said, well, I was in Connecticut, then I went to Boston. He says, what station in Connecticut? And I told him. And he said, we used to do record hops. What was your name? I told him. He says, you used to do my record hops. This is 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he says, you used to do the record hops for me every Friday night.
Yeah.
He was a priest.
Yeah. Okay, because I thought you didn't recognize him.
Well, I didn't. 25 years later.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And he's playing golf with me.
Some heckling going on.
You took their money, though, Chuck.
Yeah.
I took his money, but I didn't recognize him.
You see, my lovely wife, who's the photographer, Cheryl, has written a book called Undefeated Innocence, and it's about memory loss. And it's about Alzheimer's. And
What's your name, sir?
That's right, Cheryl.
Oh,
Cheryl
no,
Crowfoot.
yours. What is your name? Do you know your own name?
You don't know, that's my point.
No, I see.
As you get older, you just can't remember who you worked with, even 50 years ago. One more song on WRKO before we wrap this thing up tonight. All right?
WRKO.
Oh, Aretha, JJ. Oh, Lady Soul from outside of Detroit. I never.
You're no good.
Never.
Heartbreaker.
This is the 50th anniversary of this radio station. We are proud to have been privileged to be the first voices on WRKO, March 13th, 1967.
What's the total on the Facebook?
I haven't seen anything beyond 69 or so. 69,000. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You know,
Unbelievable.
Safe to say maybe 70, right?
Well, be safe.
Maybe.
Be safe, yeah.
It takes a while for
70.
it.
Okay.
70 confirmed.
So, the great stories that Arnie Ginsburg told tonight.
Fabulous stories.
Just wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, he's the guy in Boston radio.
And I was telling people who didn't know this, and there are a lot of people here, one of his first jobs, Arnie's first jobs, was running the control board for one of the great disc jockeys in Boston radio, Norm Prescott. And Norm Prescott got his start at WORL in Boston, and Arnie was there running the board, right? So Prescott said to him one day, he says, I got to leave. I'm going to give you a surprise host tomorrow.
Yep.
Frank Sinatra.
No.
Yes.
The chairman of the board.
Not bad.
I never knew he did any radio.
Yep.
Love to listen to the Sinatra channel.
And Arnie said he was great.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, folks,
I'll never
ready to wrap it up.
I'll never forget Sinatra was doing a Larry King show once. And Larry King leaned over to ask him a question, and he turned to Larry and said, you know something, Larry? He said, what? He says, your breath smells. I couldn't get over that.
Well, call a spade, you know, it's interesting.
And that's when Listerine was born.
You know, we can't
That was
thank
Sinatra.
everybody.
He would say anything like that.
Can't thank everybody enough. All of you guys.
I'll tell you something, it was a pleasure.
You hombres.
I had so much fun.
You didn't say much feathers today. What's going on?
I'm sad.
All right. Feathers.
Oh, this has been wonderful.
Yep. Al Gates, our first morning guy at WRKO. Beautiful.
Yeah, hone your craft here, guys.
That's right.
This is
nothing like Boston radio.
You spring from here.
Yeah. Joel Cash.
Are you ready?
No. But we're saying our goodbyes.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
And J.J. Jeffrey. Arnie Ginsburg.
Well, I'll tell you something, JJ and Al and Chuck. It really has been a pleasure. I'm so glad I came.
Well, we're glad to see you here so we could,
bust your hump.
Well, nobody really did that. I think we busted his more than anybody.
Yes, well, my hump got busted many times.
But you can take it.
But guess what? It never stops, so why complain about it, right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Right,
Because he's a humpback.
we're thanking everybody for bringing us back in, for letting us be here and be on the air. And
One last trip.
Yep.
We'll shoot 25 more.
You think?
Yeah,
we'll try.
We'll try. Never can tell.
We could do our best.
One day at a
and
time.
I'm back in Massachusetts as of the end
I hope
of the
everybody's
month.
enjoyed this as much as we have bringing it to you. I really do. I think it's been everybody who has listened, probably 70,000.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's almost time to say goodbye. We're going to blow out that last candle at 11 o'clock today.
On the anniversary cake.
And the anniversary cake.
Yep.
And everybody's going to take part in blowing it out. And as soon as we do that, it'll go off. So are you ready, guys?
And we'll be gone.
Here we go.